Mikayla, how long have you been riding motorcycle now?
Oh, I think I'm on year 12 now.
What?
Yeah,
Are
because
you
my
really?
dad got his bike when he was 17.
When you were 7.
When I was 17,
Okay.
yeah. He got his first Harley, or he had a crotch rocket too. And I
Your
learned,
dad did?
yeah,
What did he ride?
for a crotch rocket.
Yeah.
It was like, what, CBR 1000 or something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then he got rid of that, and he always wanted a Harley. So he bought a Harley, and he bought a Fat Boy, was the first one.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Because I think Jim was still alive then, wasn't he?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
because I was in high school.
Okay, all right, that's right.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I was 17 when I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think he brought that over for Mike to look at, or
Yep.
Mike to do some work on it. I think Mike
Mhm.
worked on it for
Yep.
him or something like that. Because, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I get all my years have just flown by. I don't even know where I'm at half the time. But so you got your first bike was a Sportster, right?
Yep. Yep,
Which
I
is
got
what we typically most girls start with, or whatever
Yeah.
they learn.
Did you get an 883 or the 1200?
883, and I built it to a 1200.
Oh,
Yeah.
you built it?
Not me. No, I didn't build it. I
Tim
paid to
Wolf.
build it.
I mean, you
Tim
were
Wolf probably built it.
saying you're more of the man. I figured you just built the thing.
I'm learning. I'm having my boyfriend teach me now, like if I need
wish
to do
I had a
anything.
boyfriend.
And then you rode that for how long?
Oh God. Maybe 2 years.
Did you have it for a couple years?
2 or 3 years I had it. Yeah, 2 years, and then I think I sold it when I was about going for the third summer
Okay.
and bought the Softail.
Built the Softail Slim.
Yep.
Okay. You
Yeah.
had that for a little bit, and then you
Then
ended
I
up getting a road glide, right?
yeah, because I was like I
Yeah.
moved up north, and my boyfriend sold his bike before we met, and I was like, well, if you're not gonna ride, I'm not gonna ride because nobody's around to ride. There's no girls like my age riding.
Right.
And so I sold the Softail. Next summer, I was a passenger on my dad's bike. And I was like, oh,
This
fuck,
sucks.
fuck this. I said, I need a bike. 2 weeks later,
Yep.
I got my road
So he
glide.
let you ride his. I remember that when he got a road glide, he let you ride his, didn't he?
My dad had a street glide, and I had,
Oh, a street glide. Yeah.
yep,
yeah.
and I had rode that a couple times.
Okay.
I had never rode a road glide.
Oh. so-
Wyatt found mine on Marketplace, and
Why did you pick the road glide over the street glide?
I like the look of a road glide.
Shark nose.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, it's just like, it like flows better. It's
Yeah.
not like so abrupt.
Yeah.
So then
It's very aerodynamic.
he actually went and picked it up for me. I never saw it before it came home.
Okay.
He found it. Him and
Fuck.
my dad went and picked it up for me because I was on call. I couldn't leave the town.
Oh, yeah.
Picked it up, brought it home. And
Another
he's like,
black road glide.
Yeah, and he's like, here you are. Like, here's your bike. Yeah, because I sent my dad with because my dad would for sure know. Wyatt never really saw the bikes that I like, so my dad went with to make sure I'd like it.
Yeah.
And Wyatt like made sure it was all functional.
Right.
What year is that one?
12.
Oh.
Yeah, 12.
I need a new bike.
And it already had everything done to it. Like it has a 124.
That's like
in it.
mine.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So
I'm still rocking like a 96, maybe like 80 horsepower. Get
Yeah.
dusted at every fucking stoplight by everybody.
But look at you've had it warranted for all those years.
Dude, that warranty damn near paid the price of the bike.
Yeah, I know.
Almost. Yeah.
So he's like, I can't do anything to it because it voids the warranty.
Right. It was
So
worth its weight in gold.
Oh, for sure. With the way you ride, yeah. So I know you've gone on a lot of bike trips.
Yeah.
I don't know all of the ones that you've been on. So what was your favorite one that you went on?
the Colorado one, I told you that I
Yep.
just like picked up and went with the
Yes.
boys and had a boys trip.
That was like your first one, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, when you wing a trip like that, they turn out, I don't know what it is. As long as you don't plan shit, it turns out to be the best.
We're like, Mike and I are famous for that. Let's like just go. We'll figure it out.
I loved that one. I met some travel nurses out in Colorado. I was going to move to Colorado when I
I
graduated.
do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was probably my favorite. That was just a boys' trip, and I
Yeah.
loved it. So that was probably we still talk about it. And then I'd say it's pretty close with my after my dad passed.
Mm-hmm.
It was Father's Day weekend, and I told Wyatt I just wanted to get out of town, and he booked a hotel in Deadwood, and I'd never been to the Black Hills.
Yeah.
And we
Oh.
loaded the road glides up because he has a road glide too, and we just went out there for like
Really?
4
Just rode the
days.
hills?
Got to ride without anybody there because it wasn't the rally.
Dude, that's the best time to
It
do
is
it.
the
Like
best time to
if you
Yeah.
go to Sturgis, I don't care what anyone says, go out there like the week before,
For the week after.
ride, yeah, or the week after, yep, and then ride and then camp, get a little bit of the experience when it starts and then fucking bolt. And
I
it's the
agree.
best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it was beautiful. I cried. I was like, my dad
Okay.
was supposed to go to Sturgis with me that summer,
Oh.
and so I just like cried. He didn't get to see all those areas.
though.
But yeah, so that's
It's riding on the back with you.
So
Right.
between like the Colorado and the trip with Wyatt out to Deadwood, those have been my 2 favorite trips. Because once again, just winging it.
Yeah,
Like we just picked up
Nothing
and
was
went.
planned. You just went.
Yeah.
You
Those
need
are
to
the best ones.
You need to take your dirt bike out there and do some single track shit. I don't know if you like single track or not, but dude out there ripping on dirt bike is even
Super
better
fun.
than
Oh,
motorcycles.
really?
Fuck yeah. You get in the backwoods and you see whatever deer and elk and shit that you don't see when you're riding around Buffalo. I mean, I guess you see that shit if you go through like Yellowstone and shit, but yeah, it's single track out there. You definitely need to try it.
I need to learn to ride my dirt bike a little better.
Yeah, she literally just got a concussion last weekend. So let's.
I bought this and
Get off that 450. I mean, I get it. You need it for the sand, but
She admits it's too big.
Yeah. So I'm learning. It's fine. I just like lost it in the sand and like nothing caught me besides my head was the problem.
yeah,
Like I did not
yeah.
catch
Well,
myself.
yeah, that'll happen.
But I was like, you know what? It was fine. I'm gonna go out and do it.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it like if it's nice out tomorrow. I said let's go out. And
yeah.
practice again.
But dude, a
So-
450, there's nothing better than having that 4-stroke power and just being able to fucking rock.
She says where they go, you have to have that, in these sand.
Yeah. When you do the dunes, you have to have a
Yeah.
4-stroke. I don't care what anyone says, but yeah, fucking 4-stroke for the wheelies and shit. Oh, all day.
We want
All
to go
day.
to Glamis though, so if I practice now, then
Yeah.
I can ride out in Glamis next
Not
winter.
give yourself a concussion.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
let's not do that. All right, Jenna, we have our first cocktail. So this is called a peanut butter cup white Russian. It's vodka, Kahlua, and peanut butter whiskey. We are using Screwball
There's cream in it too.
and some half and half cream.
Fucking fantastic.
It does.
Are we supposed to mix this or no? Well, that's not the answer.
I don't have to like chug it
there's
like a
no
shot like the other
jizz
ones, do I?
spinning around in it.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna put the one straw, so you can make sure you
I feel like you need it mixed to have the peanut butter whiskey and all the flavors.
Oh,
We just went to a bar, me and the
This is
girl
really
I
good.
stay with,
yep.
and they did it and they added root beer and it was like a root beer peanut butter float.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't really like root beer, so I probably would not be for me, but isn't that good?
This
This is fucking whiskey, though.
is
Dangerous.
so
This
fucking
screwball
delicious.
is so dangerous.
Yeah, that shit is because it's so good by
It's
itself.
so good, and it just goes down, but you forget it's whiskey.
and
Believe me,
it's like, okay, good night.
that has gotten me bad. That's really good.
This shit
Thank
is
you.
fucking ridiculous.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know how many of these I could drink, but definitely an good after dinner drink or something.
I like this. It's like just enough to get the
It's-
flavor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much all booze.
like a
So,
dessert.
and it doesn't taste like it. I mean, it is all booze other than the little bit of cream that's in it. Yeah. I definitely give this a 10.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
it's like a 12.
Vodka, Kahlua,
Fuck
and
that.
Screwball with some cream.
What is it? Vodka, Kahlua, Screwball?
Screwball.
Thank you.
With a little bit of half and half in it. So yeah. Well, that's delicious. I give it a 10.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10. Perfect. So Mikayla, you're very well-rounded, I would say. Like you're one of these girls that's young, but you know a lot. I would say you know a little about a lot of things. So you're very easy to talk to. Like, and you kind of had a lot of experiences in your life where you're as young as you are.
Trying to say you fucking know shit.
Yeah, she does know shit. And she's just really good at stuff too, naturally. Like whatever she puts I feel like whatever you focus on, you want to be like super good at that. So I know you were really good at golfing.
Yep.
You were on the golf team in high school and because you were on that while you started working for me.
Yes.
And there was like an incident
Yes.
with your golf coach. What was that? I know you told me, but I don't remember the details.
So I started like varsity golf when I was in 7th grade, which
Yeah.
is like young because my grandma was really good. Got into it with her, and I'd golf 7 days a week all
Yeah.
the time.
Jesus.
And I was gonna.
That's aggressive.
I looked at colleges. Like I got invited to go see colleges.
I fucking hate golf. It's like fucking playing fetch with yourself. It's the dumbest sport ever. Why don't you do like long range shooting like an adult?
She does that too.
I know.
Yeah.
right? Fuck.
So I was
A
like,
little.
That's why I said she's well-rounded.
so anyway, it was like my senior year, and my dad was like, I started working when I was 16, and I worked at the golf course and everything. And in my senior year, I got a job here. All I had to do was I couldn't like practice, or I had to leave practice early on Fridays. That was it. Like
Because she was working here.
Yeah.
and that's not bad to be like, hey, I'm an adult. I have to have a job. Like I was graduating high school.
Right.
And I was told by my coach, I have to pick one or the other.
I'd be like, get fucked.
And I was like, I didn't have a choice. Like my parent, like I love my parents, but they're like, you need a job. Like,
Yeah.
and it was asking the minimal.
Yeah.
Like Friday, Saturday job.
Can I
That's
just
it.
gotta leave by 2? Because I know you started at 2 or 3 here.
Well, you said I could start at 4
Yeah.
so that I could like.
I would
school
always
and-
work with you, obviously.
Yeah, and my coach was not about it. I don't think my coach liked me. Actually, I know for a fact my coach
Oh.
didn't like me because like we had a different coach and he was great. He knew my family. He loved me. He loved my grandma. And then a different coach took over. That was the assistant coach, and he didn't like that. The best golfer he had was a girl. I was told that he said that to somebody because the year
I
before.
believe that.
The year before and it's not that I was better than the boys. The boys is just harder competition. Like they outshot me, but the only one that could that was making it somewhere was me. I made it to like the second round of sections. Like I was only like a few strokes away from state on my own. And so the second year, or my senior year, I was actually, me and this other girl in our conference, I was going for first in my conference out of all the golfers.
Did you go to Princeton?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went against these other schools, and I was me and this girl back and forth going for first place. And then he told me I had to like choose between that, and he tried to make me play JV, which would make me lose that running spot.
Right.
Like they
Dick.
sent me home to get my golf clubs because they told me I wasn't playing, and then they're like, nope, you can play varsity. Left school, got my golf clubs, got on the bus. He's like, well, you're playing JV today. And I was like,
Yeah,
I would
good
lose
fuck.
my placement in the conference.
Yeah.
So I got off the bus,
So-
went home. I was like, I'm not golfing for you.
Right.
Practice comes. I'm supposed to go to practice. And I go to practice in front of all the boys that were there, and I looked at them and I said, you can quit and you can go fuck yourself. And I like walked off. That was the end of my golf career.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, peace, motherfucker.
Well, he was a dick, so.
Yeah. And it's all because I was a girl. Like he didn't like that I practiced with the boys. I had a Karen.
But why would you care if you're good?
if it's going to make you better, why
Right.
would that? I mean,
Well, nowadays you could put a dress on and compete against her.
wouldn't that fucking look better for you as a coach being like, yo, what's up? I got a fucking girl that's crushing half these guys.
Yeah.
I
Good
don't
fuck.
think he liked that I got I guess you could say it was favoritism, but it wasn't. So we had a family friend, Karen, that she was a women's professional golfer. So at one point they would let me leave practice. I was still practicing, but I was practicing with her.
Yeah.
Mm,
And I had like a private coach, you could say, but it was just family
so
friend.
it probably
Absolutely.
fucking irritated
It
him.
irritated him
That's
that
the only
I got
thing, is
favoritism.
fucking,
But that isn't even favoritism. It's
No.
not your fault. You have a family friend that is
Yeah.
a professional golfer.
Yeah, and I put time in. Like not only did I work there, I would golf while I was working. Like I put the time
Yeah.
in. He did not like it at all.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I remember, you came into work. Well, I just quit golf. I told my coach to fuck off. I'm like, what?
My brother did the same thing in hockey once.
So do you still golf every now and
I
then?
quit for years.
Okay.
And now I do it and I love it. I'm still good at it. Like
Yep.
I'll still golf on a league sometimes in McGregor, like
Okay.
a beer league. I love it. But yeah, I was just I was already burnt out doing it 7 days a week. And then he was being a dick to me. And I was like, I don't
Yeah.
need this.
Yeah. So you're also really, 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 really good at trap shooting.
What?
She is. She shoots 25s all the time.
What?
So she
Fucking show
played.
off.
Yeah, she does. She played for Frontier Liquors team
Yeah.
with Mike, my husband, and they were all on a team, and she was the only girl, pretty much the only girl that really was at the whole place.
Yeah.
And she had a little secret that she would, a secret tactic, because all the boys that are counting the pigeons or whatever, they're young. They're 15, 16. She would wear Daisy Dukes.
I had my little
You
mind you,
son of a bitch,
I
just
wore the-
distracting ass
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker.
They
Right?
give her
Sex sells.
pigeons all the time.
because
Yeah,
you
just
know
bending
if you
over,
miss-
grabbing this or that. Oh, that was your turn? I didn't know.
You know if you
Just
miss
fucking
one.
Fuck, what the fuck was that?
So are you saying you didn't deserve all those 25s?
I didn't get a bunch of
Accidentally
25s.
shoot some fucker.
I only
pick
got
up.
a couple 25s, but
Still,
there
that's
was
fucking impressive.
and they didn't give me one every time, but there'd be a couple times we'd finish, and I'd look at Mike and I'd be like, I missed this one at this station,
They gave it to
and
me.
they gave it to me, and yeah, they were all like, it's because of your shorty shorts you wear.
just distracted, not even.
Oh, yeah.
Did she fucking hit that or what? I don't know. Fucking mark it 6. Just give it to her. Who cares? Did you see her in those shorts? Fuck.
Because like there were other girls there, but like I dress like that no matter what I do. Like I don't care, but like the other girls did not dress like that
Right.
there. So I'd have my little shorts and crop top on.
You're just gonna wear what you're gonna wear.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not my fault it helped.
for sure. But you are really good.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get so good?
I've always shotguns with my dad. I've had one. I think I got one for my like 5th or 6th birthday. And then when I got
Yes.
older, I started doing more duck hunting. Like I wasn't very like duck hunting is way harder. But so then I would take actually just clays in the yard with a hand thrower and like throw it up to myself and shoot. And then
Really? Okay.
yeah,
That's
and then
impressive too, because it's not. I mean, it's not easy just to fucking.
Well, she's talking 5, 6 years old. She started.
oh, I was shooting not the trap though. I was older when I
But
started.
shooting guns.
Yeah. I've always had my own gun. I've always been allowed to go out and shoot it. Like my
Yeah.
dad he just taught me safety. I could do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So then I got older and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like shoot ducks. So I'm gonna shoot clays to practice. And then Mike invited me on the team, and I was
Yep.
like, I've never done this. So my first year, I shot like my first one. I think I shot 12 ever, like on an actual league. And then I shot in like the high teens, maybe hit a 20. And then after that, I would average like
She got
23.
her mojo.
Yeah.
Like average 23.
Mike was so impressed with you. She's like, you wouldn't believe that little shit. She's so fucking good. Not only does she show up half dressed, but she can fucking shoot.
I was so scared when I had to shoot with the guys that like run the like
Oh, yeah.
establishment.
Yeah.
And I had to shoot with them one night. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. And I'm shooting with them and I get a 24. And I tied with another one. I beat, what is it? I beat 2 of them, tied one, and then the other one had to get a 25 to beat me, and he did.
And he did.
And then they
fuck.
were saying that they like something about like, oh, I shoot with this girl and she's beating me. And I was like, I'm out here scared to shoot with you guys because you're so good.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
fucking same thing. They're
Yep.
just like,
Yeah.
You don't
fuck.
want to be
I
beat
can't
by
be
a
showed
girl.
up by this fucking teenage little bimbop.
For the first year I was dating Wyatt, like it was like that spring I went over to his family's house, and for Easter we were shooting.
Oh,
And like we're shooting trap, and they like knew I shot trap.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, like you shoot trap, like, you're
Yeah.
actually good at this.
yeah, right. They're thinking like, oh yeah, she just shoots, and then all of a sudden you show up and just fucking whop like 25, and they're like, oh, like you actually fucking.
So she lived out by us, or out by me and Mike or whatever. And so one night on the way home from trap, I think you were having car trouble or something like that.
I don't remember.
And Mike followed you home just
Yeah.
to make sure that
Yeah.
you made it home. Remember that?
Mhm.
And like he comes pulling in the driveway behind you or whatever and make
Yeah.
sure that you got home and
Yeah.
got safe, because I don't know what was going on with your
Yeah.
vehicle, but whatever. And he's just like, I'm making sure. And your mom, like, she barely knew Mike. I don't even know if she's met him yet. But she goes, who's following you? And she goes, well, it's Mike. And she's like, well, that's fucking weird, Mikayla. Why is he following you home like that?
Didn't know like that he was just like
She's
being
like,
safe.
Yeah,
she's
right.
like, Mom, it's Mike. And he's making sure that I got home because my car was acting funny
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Thought that was hilarious. We gave her so
I
much
forgot
shit
about that.
Oh.
So funny. All right, let's start our 5th drink. Woohoo, my favorite. Margaritas. Bring them on. This is Jose Cuervo Dragon Fruit Lemonade. And it's a ready mix. Like the tequila's in there and everything already. So
If you add tequila, it'd be better.
oh, if you add more, add more.
Good.
This is 10% alcohol or 9.95 or something. Ooh, that's really good. Sells for $20.99. You just pour it out of the bottle over some ice. It's delicious.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't have to walk to Zorba's for my margs.
No.
Mm. Yeah, you do. You still need that Minnesota margarita. Don't. We ain't lying. Who? You know you're going for the Minnesota margarita.
Strawberry margs on the rocks, sugar on the rim,
Fuck that.
with some chips and queso.
Minnesota margarita only.
Minnesota.
You need the bobber.
I do like the bobber.
Right? Everyone
Yeah,
likes
yeah.
the bobber. Yeah, this shit's fucking good.
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
10 for me. Haven't had anything that I don't like today.
Everything's tasted.
Yeah. I give this a 10 for sure. Because I'm a complete margarita person though.
I like margaritas, but I give it like a 9-ish.
Well,
I'm
9-ish.
I'm picky with margaritas, and I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I don't know. Like if you add
I
that,
would definitely buy it.
add that rocks liquor to it, or the rock tequila.
The rocks tequila. Yeah.
Add that, a little bit of that to this. I better be bomb as fuck.
So there's just not enough booze for you.
Exactly. I like to taste my tequila.
I like to taste it. It's good. I give it a 10. 10? 9. All right. Thumbs up. All right. We're going to touch lightly on your dad a little bit. I know it's a sensitive subject. Mikayla lost her father 3 years? 2 years now? Why was I thinking 3 years? You had a beautiful relationship with your dad, something that I just can't resonate with at all. I mean, I loved the relationship you had with your dad and how close you were. And I know you guys were like, he was your best friend in the entire world.
Yeah.
But I had no relationship with my dad. You know, I had a dad. He was there. He didn't give a rat's ass about his kids. Like, he was just about partying and drinking and for himself completely. So I can't relate to that, but I sure admire it. And I know a lot of people do, because your dad was so special to me and to so many people. I met your dad when he was not even 21, and he would come over to our house when we lived on the lake and want Jim to buy him beer from here, actually, long before we owned this. But so that's how I met him and had just a fun friendship, you know, with him. And Jim would always call him pretty boy because your dad was a very handsome guy, like, you know, still was, you know, still is, was, whatever. But like super good looking when he was younger, for sure. How has it been for you? And I know it's been hard. How has it been for you adjusting to not having him around and having that support system and that best friend?
I think like not having him to talk to is like the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like I still, but
you told him everything.
Yeah, everything. So when people tell me like I'm not knocking other people's relationships with their dad.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Everybody feels close to their dad.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand like how close I was with my dad. Like he is my best friend.
Yeah.
That nobody will ever replace him. I could call him. I could tell him anything. Most people wouldn't tell their parents.
Yeah.
But he's just always been there. Everything he's done, I've always gone
You
with.
didn't tell him about your tattoos.
Not right away.
Your Wee Fest
No,
tattoos.
he knew about that because they had to send me money. Because I got drunk and spent my money on tattoos.
okay.
Yeah.
He sent you money to
Yes.
fucking do it? That's
Yes.
even
You
more
know,
better.
not
the
to do
tattoo
it.
on your ass.
No, because he's like, somebody said something. He's like, you better not have a tattoo on your ass. And I just got it done like the day before. And he didn't like any of my tattoos though.
Oh.
Like I got my leg sleeve and he's like, that thing's too big. But yet he got one with me and he got one on his arm and he's like, yeah, it looked pretty cool with his sleeve. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but for the most, if I didn't tell him right away, it eventually like came out.
That's
but I
how
could
I
call
am
him
with my
about
mom.
anything in the world. And like I would never be judged. He would help me out in any way he can.
Yeah, I know.
And we
Your
just
dad was a
did-
great guy.
We just did everything together. So it's really
Right.
hard to
And everything that you know, I feel like you learned from him, you know?
yeah, that's why I do so many guy things. Is because
Yeah.
like when my dad would go, even young, like even when I was really little, anything my dad did, he would just bring me with.
Mm-hmm.
So fishing with the boys up north.
Because you were his only kid. He had two stepchildren, your
Yeah.
older brother and sister.
Yeah.
But like between your mom and him, you were the only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, so when I was 4, he took me out in a blind. It was like -10, and he's like, "You're gonna come hunting with me.
Yeah,
You're
right.
gonna come fishing with me.
I need
You're-
you to be the dog and retrieve the ducks.
You're gonna ride snowmobile." Like I remember one day we came down a hill and I smacked my lip on the windshield. He's like, "Don't tell your mom," and my lip's like, yes. And but
Was
like
bleeding.
anything he did, I would do. So it's been hard, but I still try to. I actually like. I've leaned into riding even more since my dad passed because I know he loves it.
Where did you go recently where you put his sticker somewhere? I seen it on Facebook or somewhere.
I did like I have a sticker on Needles Highway.
Is that where it is? Okay.
Yeah, up
Nice.
at one of the things I put it on the guardrail. He's in Sand Hollow, Utah.
Okay.
He's in the Full Throttle. Like anywhere I go, I didn't put one in Alaska and I wanted to. I just didn't find the right spot.
Right.
But everywhere I go, I bring his sticker
That's
to
sweet.
areas he should see.
Yeah.
Because, no,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That is fucking badass.
Yeah.
It's not like what we did to Bo. we put his sticker everywhere, all over Sturgis. If you, for a good time or for a good blowjob, call Bo.
I've not done a sticker like that.
Jake put his real number on there. We put him on every gas pump, every place, all over Sturgis.
I wonder if he like kept any voicemails.
He goes, I haven't talked to him about it in a long time.
Or does he still have that same number?
Oh yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah. So he goes, I got fucking phone calls for years after that. I hear you give a good blowjob.
Oh, fuck.
That was probably one of the most creative things Jake ever did. It was pretty fucking funny.
Nice.
But yeah. But I like that. I like seeing that your dad is traveling with you and
I have him on my bike. I keep his ashes on my handlebars
all the time.
All the time on both bikes.
Okay.
I all have them. I needed him on my third bike. So
I was just gonna say, you said you had what, 3 bikes now?
Yeah.
What? So you got a Slim?
Nope. I sold the Slim. I have my road glide, which is what I ride all the time.
Oh.
I have my dad's street glide, which I want to like build into like more of a show bike.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then
Makes sense,
I bought a
yeah.
Sportster because my boyfriend like stunts his bike, and I was like, I met a girl in Sturgis and she like wheelies too.
To do stunts
And I was
shit?
like, I want to learn how to wheelie my fucking bike, but I'm not wheeling a bagger and I'm not wrecking my bagger.
Right.
I wouldn't either.
So I did find a really nice, it's a 2008 Sportster, and it already has a Thundermax tuner. It has a Saddleman seat. It has a fairing. Like, it has everything I want.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm going to wreck a bike, I'm going to wreck this bike.
Right? Yeah.
You don't want to wreck
Yeah,
it.
you ain't
So,
gonna
I
wreck
mean, if
the
anybody
glide.
wants to learn to ride, I'm like, try the Sportster, because that's what it's,
Right?
that's what it's
Yeah,
for.
fuck yeah. That's badass.
So I know now things have changed since I actually wrote this, but you have been doing an annual ride for your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to give you this moment to actually talk about it, but you decided that probably not going to do that anymore or at least make it known that it's a sponsored ride or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know you would do collect money and always give the money to someone in honor of your father, which is cool. I've been on the rides. But now this year you're doing something kind of different. It's just kind of just friends and word of mouth, like type of thing.
Yeah.
When is it going to be?
May 17th.
Okay.
And I'll start at long siding probably at like, I don't know, 10, 11. I don't know. So it's just like we're taking the event down because I don't want to be reliable. I don't want the cops
You don't want
called.
to be responsible.
I don't want a big drunk fest because that's not what it was for. It was for when my dad passed, I didn't do a funeral because I know my dad wouldn't want that. And I know he wouldn't want anybody to see him in a casket.
Right.
And I cremated him. So I brought my dad's ashes on the ride. And I did the whole ride for him that first year. And people came together and raised money because he was the provider in my house. And they raised money for my family when in the time of need. So then last year when I did it, I was like, I need to give back. Like this community gave to my family. And I raised money and I helped somebody.
Yeah,
but it's just been like, people drinking, and that's fine. But I'm like, this can't, if somebody got hurt or died on my dad's ride, like that's not what my dad would.
Well, I know last year there was some incidences and it didn't have anything to do on the ride, but it was after the ride. Somebody got hurt.
And I'm like, I'm not going to encourage this. We're not drinking and riding. Like I do not drink and ride my bike. So I'm like, I'm not.
And the group that you kind of ride with, they all like to do stunt riding.
Yeah, and they don't.
And it's fun to watch, but I mean, I don't want to see anybody get hurt either.
Yeah, and the people that stunt, they don't drink. So like,
I know.
I'm not like too concerned about them. But
shit happens.
When you get one person stunting, another person wants to
Yeah.
try
And then
it.
someone who
Everyone
is drunk
wants-
wants to try it.
And especially if someone's been drinking, then they're like, oh, fuck, now I got enough balls to try something like that. Yep, that's
So
how it
it's
works.
like, I'm still going to go ride that day. I'm still going to lead a ride.
Yeah.
I'm still going to remember my dad. We'll still be at the highway. I'd like to be there.
Still,
around
just winging it.
Yeah,
you
around
finish
6.
at the highway?
Yeah, because that's where me and my dad always stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you're not doing anything that day, come on.
Yeah. So
But keep it open.
Coors Light will be there.
Ah,
Yeah, weird. Weird how Coors Light just is everywhere.
you said you had him on your handlebars.
Yeah.
What is it, like a little?
It looks like a bullet, and I got it engraved, and I have it zip tied to the bar, so it always hangs there. And then I have his sticker like right on the inside of my fairing.
Yeah,
I love
So-
that.
that is
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I have one on. So then I have his
We love you,
bike,
Donnie.
so I have it on his bike too.
Yeah.
And I'm so like next winter I'm sending my bike down south so I can go ride it, and I'm going to keep the street glide. So then I'm forced to work on it, and I'm going to redo that whole thing so that he gets a bike he deserves.
Yeah.
Do you got kind of, you said you want to build like a show bike, so you kind of got a theme you're working with?
Yeah, so I want it to kind of look like a stunt bike, but I'll never stunt it. But
Right.
like the short bags and
yeah,
little lift in
Yeah.
it. So
On your dad's bike.
yeah, but I'm going to paint it. He always loved that 2015 metallic green.
Yes.
So
I love green.
yeah, so I'm going to do
That's
that.
fucking gangster.
Yeah.
You
And
gonna
I
put
wanna,
like the shorty fucking cage on it with the skate wheels that kind of look like, so if you like a frame slider kind of deal, you gonna put that shit on there?
frame slider.
You know how like they have what's that, like the new Road Glide ST or something, where it's got the kind of like a crash bar, but then it's got the
Okay.
skate wheels on it.
Oh,
So if you fucking lay it down like a stunt bike kind of thing.
oh no,
No,
I
you
was
haven't seen that?
no.
Oh, you should look into that. Especially if it's like, it's because it's kind of like a stunt style or
Yeah,
whatever.
I just haven't seen it. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want on it. Like I want to get custom stuff too,
Yeah.
but I want to learn how to paint so I can paint it. I don't want it to be sent off to paint. I
That'd
want
be
to.
sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, she
But
wants to do it all.
Painting's fucking tricky.
It's hard.
Yeah, so I want to practice this summer. I want to paint my Sportster first because
Yeah.
I don't fucking care how it turns out.
Right.
So practice that and eventually get
Yeah.
to do the street glide myself, hopefully. And I watched the guy that painted Wyatt's Dyna, the one that he bought. So he has YouTube videos, so I can like learn. And it's not going to be perfect.
Dude, you
but-
just get YouTube certified.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
yeah.
Fucking
YouTube
Junker just learned how to paint with a
Did he?
fucking gun. Yeah, he did. He showed me a box.
Did he do
didn't. Yeah, it looked fucking good. So, I mean, dude, fucking YouTube will teach you what you need to know.
Yeah, so I want to do that, and like Wyatt's teaching me how to actually wrench on it. Like when I buy parts,
Yeah.
like I'm sure it's like cringy for him have to sitting there. He's like, "You're not even holding the tool right," and I was like, "But besides the motor,
That's
I
how
won't
I
do the
am,
motor
too.
myself. I'd send that out. Yeah. But everything else, like I want to change it. Like I'm gonna switch from hydraulic to cable. I want to do chain drive. I want to put a
Yes.
lift in it, new wheels. I already put new bars and everything on it. So
Yeah, I know you did a few things to it.
yeah.
Did you know like what your dad wanted to do?
Oh, it is not what he would want.
it isn't what he would want. Okay.
It's
It's
not-
all yours.
It's a different. So I'm doing the paint for him, but I wanted to make a bike. I want to ride his bike.
Yeah.
And like I love him and I ride it for him, but I don't love his bike
Right.
right now. Maybe because it's a pooch compared to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
With a
That does make a
124, for
difference.
fuck's sakes,
Yeah.
dude. I can't even, like, I've been riding my bagger so long, and it's, like I said, I've had it since 2010. It's a stock 80
Yeah.
or 96. So, I mean, that thing is like,
Just bomb.
I'm pretty sure my dirt bike could fucking
Yeah.
drag race the fucking bars off that thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, I'd kill to have anything faster. And it's like, I just don't want to spend 50 grand for a fucking
Right? It's
CVO
not cheap.
or 110 for a fucking RR.
I got mine at a steal when I bought it.
Of course you did.
Like
Get
that's
fucked. You're a hot chick. He probably seen your profile. He's like, this bitch is coming to get it. I'll fucking
Give her
give you half.
50% off.
Yeah, right? Right there. 50% off. Half price.
50% off.
you know what you have to do? I heard you have to search like divorce in your marketplace thing because
How
they're
do you
just-
do that?
They're
I
just
don't know
getting
how to
rid
do
of their
that
bikes
shit.
because of their divorce, so then you get a deal.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to change my profile to some fucking hot chick. I don't even give a fuck anymore. This is
Oh my
bullshit.
God, you're stupid.
I'll probably get shit half price. Fucking
You might.
genius.
I'll just go pick it up for
Yeah,
you.
right? Be like, hey, this is the address.
Paul.
Here's the cash.
I'll be like Polly with an I,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, okay.
No, lady.
That's hilarious.
Could say something fairy like and it'd fucking still give it to you for that price. Jesus Christ.
Okay. I was told to ask you about ERX and how many buckets you can drink at ERX, or have you drank?
Have I drank? I used to go there for one, sleep in my car, and go to work the next morning.
How many of the Red Bull buckets did you drink?
Like 7 or 9.
7 or 9.
And I'd like walk around with like a stack of
in one
them
night.
in one night.
How
Yeah.
much
They're like
alcohol-
this and like
They're
that
like
tall.
big fucking.
What's in it?
buckets.
Red Bull and what?
A couple different types of rum.
Oh.
Oh, is it rum?
Yeah.
Okay.
When the fucking have I not heard about this?
I don't know. Do you go to ERX?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of up your
not all
alley.
the time, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
what
of your
you-
friends said.
I'll
ask her
snap
about
you
that.
next time I'm going. and
Yeah.
then you can have some buckets.
I need buckets.
And my friends know, like, I am not driving. Like, if I show up, I text them that I'm coming, and I'm like, can I stay at
You're
your
like,
house,
I need a
in your
fucking
camper, whatever
Yeah,
we're
you're
doing that
responsible.
weekend? And then I'm like 7 buckets deep. And actually, one morning, I wasn't going to stay the night. It was 1 bucket, and it was 9 buckets later. And I
That's
slept in
how
my
it
car, and I had to get up at like 5 a.m. to go to the hospital. I was not a nurse at this time.
Right.
Why were
and
you going to the hospital then?
To work as an aide.
Oh.
I didn't have a license at that time. I was good.
gotcha.
And I was
I have to be responsible.
driving north on the highway, and my dad was in his work truck driving, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
Just
just heading home, heading to work. Like, he's like, "You didn't come home last night." I was like, "No."
Did he worry
Can you
when you
smell the
didn't? Like,
alcohol through the
was he
fucking
mad?
cell
Like you
phone?
didn't call?
No, I usually text my parents.
You
Like,
did.
even actually now, I text my mom every single night. So,
That's
like, my parents always knew I was safe. If I needed a ride, I'd call them.
Yep.
I had brought my dad to ERX to meet all my friends.
Yep. I think I was there when you and your dad were there one time. Mike and I were. Yeah.
Oh, I brought him a couple times. I brought him like for the snow ones and the torque races in the summer, and I always brought my dad around to everyone
No.
because I'm like, well, I
He's
bring my
cool and
mom
he's
too,
fun.
but yeah, I was like, you guys need to like meet. My dad was so much fun. I was like, meet my friends, see
Yeah.
what I do in life.
Yeah.
So I've never like hid that. So I don't think he ever worried because I never hid anything. So
Right.
he's always like, yeah, no, she must be good.
It's good. All right, Jenna, we're gonna do our Absolute cocktails. Are we ready for these? So Absolute has come out with a cocktail in a can.
So this one's crayon pineapple.
We're starting out. How many flavors is there?
Just these two, I think.
This is what?
Crayon.
Cran pineapple.
Do you know there's a cranberry farm up where I live and they work with ocean spray?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
That's
this
fake
really
news.
cool
Cranberry farm?
up in McGregor. This
Really?
This girl is so cool. I've messaged her on Instagram too, and if she sees it, she knows exactly who she is. And I messaged her. I'm like, "You're so cool. You farm. You do this." She's like, "You can come see the cranberry harvesting." Like, I think she's just a fucking boss. Like, she
Cool.
works her ass off. She's a young, beautiful girl. Yeah, and
Nice.
they harvest cranberries for ocean spray.
Sounds like someone for you.
Sounds
Oh
like-
no! You got some baggage.
Baggage.
Like bagger baggage.
Bagger
No,
baggage.
You're like old, so it comes with baggage.
Oh
and-
my god.
I'm like half your age in real life.
True.
Probably I go to bed at like 8
Mentally.
or 9. Oh, that's really good.
Delicious. I like that.
I would drink these.
4.5% alcohol.
Oh my god.
Comes in a 4-pack and sells for $13.29. It does, like a juice box.
Yeah,
That's
right?
probably why I like it.
Yeah.
But vodka's always my go-to, like, because it just mixes with anything.
I get the worst hangover from
Oh, it's terrible. I always have it on my mind, though. It's like there's no hardly any calories in vodka.
I will like be good with my diet, and then when it's drinking, it's like those calories don't count at all.
I feel like you fuckers work out so much that why do you even worry about calories? Like, don't you just burn fucking
Yeah, I
enough
mean,
just showing up to the gym, I feel like?
I mean, like if
The
you're
more
drunk,
muscle you have, the more calories you burn every day.
See,
on a
that's where I
daily
lack. I
basis.
don't have any fucking
and I don't know
muscle.
about you, but like if I'm working hard all week, like me going out for one drink, those one drink calories, like they're not worth it. If I'm gonna go out with friends and have fun,
Yeah.
those calories are worth it to me. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like try to balance it out.
Yeah.
Well, when you get drunk with friends, you do more working out than you actually do working out.
Maybe you do.
Supposedly, I seen something on
What?
most Americans get more workout minutes or like a better exercise when they're drunk stumbling around than they do actually going to the fucking
Well,
gym.
maybe if
You know what
don't-
that means? That means
Well,
you should
Maybe
be
than
getting
the average person.
Yeah.
that means you should be getting drunk more often because you'd be in better shape.
Yeah, yeah.
If we go to
Fucking
the
around
gym
and wasting
every
your
day,
time at the gym.
White girl wasted.
Right?
if we go to the gym every day, we probably get a better workout in.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you get
But if the average person,
Yeah.
like I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So like the average person that
Yeah.
doesn't work out or doesn't go
Right.
to the
Yeah.
gym but does like to party,
Yeah.
they're getting their calories,
Yeah.
burning
Think about
calories,
it.
doing
you
that.
go downtown fucking Water Street, right? And you're fucking bunny hopping from bar to
Yep.
bar. Boom, 1,000 calories.
if you get like
0 workout minutes.
Walking
I win.
by from bar to bar.
Yeah, right.
If I get like
Get your
the
steps
right
in.
amount of drunk, I will. If you get cowboy boot Mikayla out,
Uh-oh.
she slips up.
Hallway boot.
Yes, this is within the
You
last
have an
like
alter
year.
ego?
I do.
Oh,
and my
I
friends
feel
know-
like this is the
It's like-
fucking Captain Red Bull Schwefel.
Oh, yeah.
like when I put my cowboy boots on, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gonna be on the
Uh-oh.
tables.
Yeah.
so she's kicking
We're gonna
ass
be
tonight.
baby birding. It doesn't matter where we
We're
are.
gonna
We're
fuck
dancing.
shit up.
And I'm just doing my own thing. I do
Yeah.
not care. I went to get ready for a wedding last year, and I went to like put a pair of cowboy boots on. And I was like, oh, let's fucking go. I was like, no, this is a wedding.
Nope.
We're not. We're not.
I
And
can't
I'm like,
get-
Did you not wear
I
them?
peeled them
I
back
can't
off.
get
I was
that.
like, no,
I can't
no.
get that level of drunk tonight.
Yeah.
It's a wedding. They expect it.
I was
Yeah.
the driver,
Oh, well then. Probably not a good idea.
but my friends know. Like, if
Fuck
I put
that,
the
put your
cowboy
boots back on.
it's a night. At least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we were on the subject of ERX earlier, I want to ask you about this Alaska trip that you just did. I've never been to Alaska. Want to. What was your experience? And
Oh, same.
explain to everybody why you were there, because it was a pretty cool story.
I wouldn't put it at the top of my bucket list to just go to Alaska, to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yep.
because I think it depends on where you go. If you go like where the islands are, like southern Alaska,
Yep.
I think that looks beautiful. I went to Anchorage, and I'll be honest, it looked like shithole.
Oh, really? Like a typical city, though. I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But I went there because Wyatt wanted to do the Iron Dog race. It's a
Iron
snowmobile
Dog.
race. It's 2,500 miles.
God, that's aggressive on a sled.
Yeah, and so the
So
whole,
it's 2,500 miles from start to finish.
but you have to do it within a week. It's from a Saturday to a Saturday. You have to make certain checkpoints by certain days.
And if you don't, then you're out.
You're
right?
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do they even fucking like map that course? Do they just like load something down on your fucking
Yep.
screen?
Yep. Then they have trackers, and so then on their sleds that they had maps and stuff to follow, and everybody gets a GPS, and they were
Yeah.
told where they need to go, and
Yeah.
there's checkpoints.
Yeah.
But like it's all in like villages. Like you have to call ahead of time. Iron Dog will post numbers, and you call and be like, some people like have extra houses or like guest rooms.
Right, right.
They have to stay with like the locals.
Yeah, yeah.
And get fed by the locals.
How fun, though. Because I was wondering where they slept.
That's-
Yeah. It's the
So they just sleep at like some random person's house that knows that this is what's gonna
the
happen.
locals, like they take the whole week off school for their kids. Like this is a
What?
whole
This
thing
is a
for
whole
them.
thing.
The only way to get to these villages are in the winter is
Sled.
by sled or flying.
2,500 miles? How many
It's like
days?
20. It's like 2,500 3 miles or something
In
In
how
a
many
week.
days?
in a week.
7
But
days.
like Wednesday, they have to get to Nome by like the Wednesday, and then they get held over a certain amount of hours. So like there are regulations.
What does it cost to do this?
Oh God!
To even enter it?
Just
so-
the entry
so
fee?
it's an entry
Those are
fee
fucking crazy. All
for
that shit.
the pro class or whatever. I think it's like $5,000 or something.
What the fuck?
But then you need a new sled to do it. And
Oh, yeah.
realistically, you need 4 sleds because you need to build a practice one so you can get the race one right. They didn't do that this last year. They
Yeah.
just each had a sled and they kind of built
fucking
it
wing it.
and researched it. Like
Yeah.
when Wyatt does something, he researches it like 110%. He's
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
his all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I do shit when I look
Yeah.
at anything.
So I mean, oh God!
Dude,
but if you do a
2,500
sled
miles
and entry fee is
on a-
almost $20,000.
Yeah.
Fucking sled is. Most
like
people
murder.
in Minnesota don't
Yeah.
put 2,500
That's
miles
across
on it in
the
a
country.
fucking whole winter.
Oh, if you
It's literally I think
Yeah.
it's 3,000 miles from coast to coast.
Yeah,
but
somewhere
like,
close,
pretty
yeah.
much almost across the entire
and on a
United
sled,
States.
dude, that's just fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
In a week.
So what does that average out to be? How many miles a day? At
just
least?
under 500.
And so to put that into perspective, like I used to drive from Minneapolis to Indianapolis, which is 600 miles, and in a truck doing 67 miles an hour, nonstop, no brakes, it takes you 9.5 hours.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker's doing it on a sled.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
How many people were in this?
Just fucking
So-
ripping.
I think his class, because there's like the pro class and then there's the expedition, and the expedition is like you pay $4,000 and you go out to Nome, and that's it, and they fly
And then
everybody
you
back.
go back. Okay.
But he did the pro class, and I think there was like 30 teams,
Okay.
and I think only 15 finished.
Holy fuck.
So
Did he finish?
breakdowns and stuff like that.
Well, he didn't. No, he made it. He had one more day of riding left, and his motor blew.
No,
What?
is
What
that
kind of sled did he have?
happens?
ones. He had Arctic Cats. They were the last Arctic Cat standing.
What the fuck? Why would he go with Arctic
His
Cat?
friend really wanted to do Arctic Cat, and Wyatt just wanted to do the race.
I'd blame his friend for that.
And they're doing Arctic
Skidoo
Cat
or
again.
Polaris, I feel like they would have fucking finished.
They're doing Arctic Cat
Maybe
again?
not. I don't know.
So he had 1 day left. In
Yeah.
His
So the problem is that they were leaving in like one of the
fuck.
brackets on the, like I think motor, don't quote me on that one, that broke. So they had to go back to the village, get a part flown out there, fixed it, and then they got back on, and then his motor blew.
Oh,
And the
Lord.
other sled would have blown by the end too. So then they were like, we
Jesus.
need to call it. They got stuck there for like a week trying to get their sleds out of these villages because like
Oh.
they have to be flown back on a cargo
Oh, yeah.
plane and
So how long was Wyatt actually out there?
3 weeks.
Oh, he was out there for 3 weeks.
Did they-
He went out for like a week.
I went out there for 5 days. Yep. I
Oh.
flew out Thursday with his family. We got to rent snowmobiles. Me and his little brother went snowmobiling in the mountains. It was gorgeous.
Just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And then he happened to be able to catch a plane to Fairbanks from this little village, and he missed the plane to Anchorage.
Oh no.
So then they had to rent a car and drive, to
Jesus.
Wasilla in like 5 hours to make the Iron Dog banquet.
What
Oh,
the
Lord.
fuck?
Yeah, and then we spent a couple days with them, and then we all flew back,
Yeah.
and he had to sit there and wait for sleds.
Oh, gosh.
Did it, like, I know obviously those sleds are so sophisticated nowadays, they're fucking ridiculous, but they got whatever. Did it say like his average speed, or do you know what his average speed was?
Well, you could watch it, and it's hard because some of it they were on the river, and there was teams going like 80 miles an hour, and I think he was going around like 60. But then there's parts where they could only go like 20 or 30. That
Yeah,
they
right.
had no
Well, that's
snow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so his average, you think about it, like I said, you're going 600
Yeah.
miles in 9.5 hours, doing 65, 70
Yeah.
or whatever consistently, where this motherfucker is doing 20, 60, 80, 20, 60, just, that's insane.
I think the year
I don't think
before-
people realize how intense that is.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine.
We looked at it in the year before. I think the winner's average was 40 miles an hour.
And that's on a sled, fucking aggressive, especially when you got to drop down to like 20 miles an hour to make.
Yeah.
To go through towns
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did. He's told me about it for years that he wanted to do it because
Yeah?
he did the I-500 here in Minnesota, and he did another cross country race, and he's just very like extreme.
Yep.
Like he wants to do this, he wants to
That's
do the Baja
badass.
1000, and whatever he sets his mind to. Like
He's
I
gonna
wasn't
do it.
even scared of him being out there. People are like, oh, he must be so worried.
You'll
and I
be
was like,
fine.
the first day I saw, and he was like, it was 50. I think it took him 15 hours the first day to get to their checkpoint,
How cold
and he
was
hadn't. It was actually really nice out.
Oh, okay.
Except when they were going like north to what's it? Kotzebue.
Okay.
I think it dropped down like negative 20 or
Ooh.
something. It was cold, but the I-500 was negative 26 here in Minnesota when he did it, and he was fine. So I wasn't really worried.
Fuck.
But the first day, like, he was not moving on the GPS that I was tracking. And I was like, I finally texted him, and I was like, I knew he probably didn't have service, but I was like, hey, just let me know that you're okay. And then I finally was like, I bet he's stuck in the burns. There was this big, like, 50-mile stretch of dirt, and the sleds would overheat.
Oh.
Oh,
So that's why it took
Jesus.
15
Yeah.
hours the first day. And he, like, I
And
looked,
I'm assuming that's taking its toll on the
15
engines.
hours?
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Constantly
Yeah.
overheating like
I had a
that.
call, I had a text being like, what happened to the boys or something? Like when I woke up the next morning, I was like, what do you mean? They're like, he's laying next to the sled. I was like, oh my God. So I called him. I was like, you didn't listen to the video. Like they're letting the sleds cool down. So yeah. But I mean, it's the hardest, toughest race in the world.
That's fucking insane.
And he almost made it his first year. There's people that have gone 3 years and never made it.
Right.
Wow.
That
That's
shit is-
pretty
yeah.
impressive.
That shit is.
Exciting.
I was more surprised to see him not
So he's going to
finish.
do it next year as well?
Yeah.
Cool.
That shit is-
So what were you talking about that costed $30,000?
So it's like, so the sled itself, they get, the race programs, they get deals. But I mean, the average sled is like 10.
Oh, so you're saying he has $30,000 into the entrance fee and his sled.
in like parts and stuff. I
Right.
mean, you gotta ship your stuff out there. You gotta buy the sled.
Yep.
You have the entry fee. You have gear you need. Like, and when you do it again, like you have gear, but you always have to build that
Yep.
sled.
Yep.
So I think I would say the sled is what costs a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, some of them new turbo sleds, my buddy's got one, fucking 26 grand out the door
Yeah.
for a fucking snowmobile.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You better love snowmobiling.
Back in the day, I remember I got a brand new Yamaha VMAX 500 for $5,000.
But like, if that's what he loves to do, you know, he's such a hard worker and he doesn't drink and he's just he does everything right. If that's what you spend your money on,
Who
so
cares?
Absolutely.
Send it. Yeah.
this year we'll have a team go with him.
He's not making his house payments and stuff like that to do this, right?
So next year we have a team that we want to go out there during the race. So I want to fly to the villages next year, like
Be
2
fun.
of them.
Yeah.
And then we got like a mechanic. We have other people that want to like make sure they're at a different location to ship parts to.
So where did you guys stay then?
Wasilla, which is like they started in Big Lake, so it's like 45 minutes northeast of Anchorage.
Okay.
And it's just basically around the coast.
Is it a
kind of.
hotel or like
It's a city.
But like where did you stay?
I
Like, where
rented.
you
We did an
sleep?
Airbnb.
You did an Airbnb. Okay.
Yeah, so we just did that, and yeah, next year we're like, we want to be there for the whole thing. I want to be there for the starting and the finish line because I know he'll cross the finish line next year.
Exciting. So what do you win if you like become first?
$1 million.
Oh, I think it was like 40 grand.
Is it? Okay.
Enough to pay for your sled.
Yeah, and your trip and all that.
Each winner gets 40 grand.
So each person.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 people on a team.
You have to have 2 people.
Badass.
Yeah.
So first place is the only prize, or do you get second, third?
Top 10.
Oh, it's top 10.
So like, I think.
And you said only 15 finished.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, people got hurt.
Yeah,
People's
shit,
sled
just
broke
finishing
down.
is fucking impressive.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool experience. Last night you brought up the time we all went to the rodeo. And now you're, because I'm like, save it for tomorrow. Don't tell me. So we went to JD Hoyt's, had dinner with my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
You met them, and then I think we went to the rodeo. Or did we
We
go?
went to the strip club first. I
we
don't
went
even
to the
know.
strip club first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like JD Hoyt's is right by Deja Vu.
Yeah, so we went there.
So I'm like, because I think you said you'd never been to a strip club.
No, I had been to the strip club.
Oh, you had? Okay.
No, I had been to the strip club by then. I love
Only in Bach, though, right?
I've been to Deja Vu. I love strip clubs.
I've
I know
never
you do.
been to Bach.
You're missing
Shut
out.
up.
I know.
Really?
They have
Swear.
the best steak dinner on Valentine's Day.
Really?
I've been there twice for Valentine's Day, like back to back, because their steak dinners
course
are
you
so
have.
good. Yeah.
Funny. So I don't recall, but you're like, oh my God, you guys don't remember this at Deja Vu? And I'm like,
We went in like the early afternoon.
okay.
Like you probably don't have the prime
right,
dancers.
the 3 ugly ones. Right?
And we walk in,
Probably.
and I think we're on like Sniffer's Row at probably like 3 in the afternoon.
Like the time you fucking brought me to BJ's.
I did?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I was with you, Mike, and Bo, and
Oh, maybe.
a couple other people, and you're like, oh, you gotta go, and then this chick's got like just fucking C-section scar. I'm like, did that just happen? I'm like, what the fuck?
Come on, that's not nice.
I'm just like, fuck. I don't know. I don't go to fucking strip. Like, I've been to literally 3 strip clubs in my life.
We went to I've been with you to the one in Iowa.
Is that the one you can bring your own?
Yeah. Where you
Yeah.
bring your
That
own
one
beer.
is bomb as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is a pretty cool.
yeah.
But
The lumberyard.
I don't remember going to BJ's with you.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't you. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know.
I
don't
think
know.
I think strip clubs for girls are fun because like I'm not being creepy to that girl on stage, and that girl can come and interact with me.
I fucking
And
hate
not have to
strip clubs.
interact with the creeps. Like I've actually been at one, and this guy like handed money to the stripper and then pointed back to me because he was like he was liking the interaction between us.
Oh,
But I was like,
okay.
you know what? If you're gonna make your money and not have to get creeped on,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
I mean, I know a few dancers that this is what they do for a living or whatever, and I don't know. I honestly don't know how they do it.
Oh, I couldn't.
Like the creepy.
Dude, if I was a
shit.
fucking chick, I would do the fucking
Well, I'm
Santa Claus
sure,
shit.
yeah.
I'd do OnlyFans. I'd do strip clubs. I'd fucking meet half my clients at the strip clubs. I'd be rich as fuck.
fucking slut.
You know,
Right?
if you could just like
Yeah.
dance on stage in a little outfit, cool. But you have to like interact with these guys.
And the things that they say.
Yeah,
Who
it's
the fuck
just
cares?
So I worked at Deja Vu right before Jim and I got married in 1991, and I was working there as a waitress. And the owners there pushed and pushed and pushed for me to do table dances or whatever. And of course, the clients or the customers in there, well, you should be dancing. You should be dancing. And I literally tried it one time, and I was like, this guy is so fucking creepy and gross. Like, no, could
had-
never do it again.
they had a stripper that looked like you when I went once,
Oh,
and I was
really?
like,
At where?
deja vu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
Is that
this
creepy?
looks just like Chrissy. Like, and I kind of like
this
stared
is
at her.
weird.
And I think she was like, "What's going on?" And I was like,
You're like, I can't
This is-
look
this
you
is-
directly in the eye.
"Yeah." I'm like,
Funny.
But
This
no,
shit's
we
awkward.
went and we were like on Sniffers Row, right? And
Yep.
I just love it. I think it's fun to interact
Yeah.
with the strippers. And she comes out in Uggs.
That's right.
She comes out in Uggs and a
That's
zip-up hoodie. And I
right.
was like,
That's
and
right.
do what you want. I'm going to pay you. You're up
Yeah.
here, girl. You're working. But I was
Uggs.
like, honey, maybe take the Uggs off. And they were like broke in Uggs too.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I do
was
remember
like,
that now.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, she came out in her pajamas.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like I guess I'd never been to a strip club that early in the day.
That is
Yeah, but
so
see, that's what I'm
funny.
saying. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you don't even have to be hot.
Have you
can
been to
just-
the one in Sturgis?
No. Like I
There-
said, I've been to like 3. Like, the Lumberyard, Deja Vu, and I think...
BJ's.
What? Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
You've been to twice with me?
Probably.
That's
Right?
Have you been to the one in Sturgis?
a strip
There's, like,
club?
one-
I mean, like everyone's naked in
There's
Sturgis.
there's like an upstairs strip club in Sturgis.
Oh, no.
I think it's kind of by
Where's that at?
Iron Horse, like Broken Spoke.
Okay,
bar.
yeah.
Okay, so the first year we went there, and like Wyatt doesn't go to strip clubs. I'm like, we're going to the titty bar. Like, I like this. And we go up there. They're in like a box on the floor. This is not a stage.
box?
Yeah.
Like
box.
a wooden box?
Like wood box. They're dancing on the floor in the middle.
Okay.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever been to. Like, they're not like up above, like you just like pull up some chairs around this wooden box. And they're like
And they're with
dancing on-
quality? Yeah. Iffy.
I like it regardless. And I
Yeah.
was like, sit on down, Sniffers Row. Like, here we go. I was like, I'll give you
Are
money.
you just throwing money?
Yeah, like I'll buy our friends like lap dances. I'm like, I love strippers. Love them.
Good.
I think, and like, I like going with my friend group. I think that's
Yeah,
fun.
no, it's fun. I don't mind them. I mean, I have friends that do it, and I don't understand how you do it, but because it's just something I
Yeah.
would not be able to do. But
I think I like supporting them. That's what
Yeah.
I like. Like if you can do tricks on the
Single
pole,
moms.
I'm like,
Right?
I was in
I
Florida.
love the pole dancing. Like
Yes.
if you're good on like a pole, fuck yeah.
I was in Florida for
The
spring
lazy
break.
ones that just sit there and fucking spread their legs and grind. I don't got time
No.
for that. I want you to entertain me.
Entertainment.
Yes.
I want to fucking
I
chill.
want you to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, in shape. I'm not good for this, the
Yeah.
flabby fucking 6 kids at home mom that
Yep.
doesn't have a choice. I want you to be good, look good, like be good at what you're doing.
We were in Panama City, and me and my buddy from college, we were on spring break, and we went into one. And him and I think they thought we were a couple because him and I were just like best friends.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at Sniffers Row, and she's doing tricks, and I'm like, take all my money. And I'm in
Make it
college.
Right?
Make it rain.
She's like thinking we're a couple that wants
How do
to
you
go
have
in the
all
back
this
with
money
her.
to make it rain on fucking Sniffers Row in
Yeah,
college?
I know. The bartending.
Ah.
Yeah.
And she thought we wanted to like go in back with her, and I'm like, no, you're just doing really good tricks. Like, keep doing your tricks, and you can keep having my money.
That's funny. I remember going to a strip joint in Superior, Wisconsin one time. Now it's the middle of the day on a Saturday, and Jim and I are like bar hopping in Superior because there's like one everywhere. We walk into this one. We didn't even know it was a strip club. I say that very lightly because there was like 3 old guys sitting at the bar, and it was probably like 2:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday. But there was one girl like in there, and they would have to go to the jukebox, and they'd go click, 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 and go. No, it wasn't even a jukebox. Remember the old tape recorders? I'm talking like this was a long time ago. Like the cassette recorders.
Shut up.
Swear to God.
fucking-
Yeah, where you put the cassette tape in for your music and you hit play. That's what she was
Dude, I thought
doing.
The one in Aberdeen that I'd been to was like the
I've been
most
to that one.
janky ass fuck.
So you just thought of another one you've
I know.
been to.
And I didn't even know it was a strip club when I was there. I thought
Yeah.
it was just a bar. But it had like a fucking dance floor like this with a pole in the middle and fold out fucking chairs. Like when you're at like someone's graduation, right? Those metal chairs.
Yeah.
And there may have been like 4 or 5 around there. And then it had a pole. And I'm like, she had to go to a jukebox and whatever, put
Yeah.
money in.
This was not even a jukebox because I think they did that at.
It
It was a fucking tape or cassette recorder, like the big old bulky ones, you know?
The one where you could, like, when you were younger, you could hit
Yes!
both buttons and
Yes!
fucking record your own
Yes!
voice and shit.
Yes, that is exactly what she used.
Oh,
She was probably, in her 50s, I would say at the time, just. I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm witnessing this. This is holy fuck. I don't think she made any money. She didn't off of us anyways. She had blue veins sticking out like the blue
Oh,
vein
yeah,
sticking
like
out of
varicose veins?
yeah, in her boobs. It was like not anything I ever want to have to witness again. That's for sure.
Have you been to Daytona Bike Week? I'm assuming
I have not. Mike has.
Yes.
we went there.
Ran out of gas. First time ever I ran out of gas.
2 years ago we went there, and they have Froggies, which is like their known bar to go to. And they had these girls up on like pedestals dancing. I'm like, how cool is that? These girls are getting paid. I thought they were just like dancing their little hearts out. And when I drink, I love to just dance. And I'm like, go to a girl. I'm like, how do I get that job? And I'm already drinking, but I was like, they just get to dance. How do they get that job? And she's like, you can get that job.
You can go up there right now.
I found out they are not just dancing their little hearts out, because I watched a guy pay and she hung on to the edge of the box and then rubbed her butt on his face. I was like, those are strippers.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for that job.
You want to be like a go-go dancer. Yeah.
Go dancers. They're just dancing like you don't
The best job in the world. You get to sit and dance and have people throw money at you.
Burn all the fucking
until I saw
calories.
what they were doing to all the
Burn
men,
all the calories. Yep.
all the men there, and I was like, I don't want your job now. But like, you do
I
your
immediately
job.
regret that decision.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry I asked.
I have another incident that I have to bring up. This is from one of your friends. You were playing in a golf tournament at some point. I don't know when and where you were at, but you got drunk and rode on a horse.
How did we get that story?
I don't know.
Oh,
I did some creeping.
Yeah.
And ended up going to the ER.
Yes, I did.
How did you, where were you?
I used to get really drunk in college, and like I broke my ribs and I hurt my foot. Like I fell off a party bus, like fully stretched out, broke my ribs, ended up going to the ER like a couple days later because I couldn't move. And I fell down some stairs and I hit my face on cement. And so like years later, my parents were like, they're like, you need to stop, or like we're not paying for like these medical bills because I was on my dad's insurance. And so then I'm with my buddies golfing, the one from Colorado. I was out with him and his family at a tournament. We're on the last hole. And he knows from Stout that like if you push me when I'm drunk, like I'll do it. And he's like, see that horse in the field? I was like, yeah. And he's like, I bet you won't ride that thing bareback.
I think she might be your child.
And so I hop this fence and I hop on this horse bareback. And this horse,
random
Let's
horse.
go.
this
Yep.
horse takes
Well,
off.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And I
Who's this
saw,
fucking drunk
Fuck.
bitch on
Yeah,
me?
right.
I saw like a wood pile and I was like, oh my God. So I'm like, I need to get off before my thought was jump. My body just kind
Fell.
of slid right off the horse onto my hip.
Yeah.
We have nothing to hang on to.
I was fine on top of him though.
Okay.
I just like panicked and was like, I need to get off.
Oh.
Yep. And then
I
you
fell on
landed
my
that
hip.
wood
It was
pile.
so bad. And I came back and I'm like hyperventilating in the cart. And I'm like, I'm good. And I can't breathe. I was like, I think somebody needs to bring me to the hospital.
I think I need to be intubated.
And they're trying to get me to like, so I get to the ER in town and they're trying to get me to like sit on a commode.
So
I
was
like,
this in Princeton?
it was in Dayton, but I got brought to the Princeton Hospital and they're trying to like make me use a commode. I was like, I'll use the wall rail. So I'm like gimping down. I'm like, I know. I said, I'm drunk. I said, but like, I know what I'm doing. And so I like go to the ER. They do an X-ray and everything. It's fine.
broke?
Nothing's broke.
Good.
And they give me some meds for the pain. And I go back and I drink on the lake with everybody, but I can't function.
my
And I
God.
finally tell my parents because they're going to get a bill in the mail. And I'm like, hey, I just got done at the ER.
Might
I'm
have spent some
fine.
money of yours.
I fell off a horse. And they're like, I thought you were golfing. And I was like, I was. And they're like, why are there horses on the golf course?
Right.
And I was like,
Oh.
She's on a golf tournament and she fucking rides a horse. That is.
and they're like,
awesome.
I thought you were done at this phase of life, like with the getting hurt. And it's like, I thought I was too. And that
Hey,
went on
was
for like
this
a month.
before or after 28 years old?
Before.
Fuck.
Before 20 or after?
20.
Oh.
28.
Oh,
20.
They
20
say if you're still doing
28.
shenanigans like this
After
after 28, you're never going to grow up.
Oh.
I just seen that.
I just know not to ride the fucking horse anymore. Like,
Not a random one.
yeah, like I have like a little more.
You know what else too?
Sense.
Like it's a lot like snowmobiling in the mountains. Don't look at what you don't want to hit. So when you're looking at that wood pile, don't look at that wad.
Avalanches.
Dude.
That's what I'd be worried about.
That's
You
what I
got a
get
fucking
scared
Avi
of.
bag for that. Don't worry about that.
No, that's not how it worked. I cried. I went to Cook City. Was my first trip out west. And everybody's like, why are you going to Cook City? That's not where you bring a newbie.
It's
and my
fun.
boyfriend's like, if you can ride a Harley, you can ride a mountain sled. I'm like, okay. And somebody
Seems
forewarned me
reasonable.
about Daisy's Pass. And they're like, it's like, And I'm like going down Daisy's Pass the first day and I'm like crying. I'm like, ah! And I'm crying the whole way down and they're like, you're good.
Just send it. If you make it, you're good.
I made it.
Yeah,
I
so you're
made
good.
it.
You're good. See, he was right.
So, Mikayla, tell me about whose car you were in that you didn't want to throw up in their car, so you threw up in your purse.
Oh,
Who throws up in their purse?
Me.
That's dedication.
That's a good friend.
Yeah.
They have a nice car.
Or you just don't want to pay the cleaning bill. One or the
honestly,
other.
so after my first year of Stout, I fell down the stairs
How much
and
was the
smacked my
purse?
chin on. Oh, it's a cheap one.
Oh, then that's
Smacked
why.
my chin on the cement, and so I had to take a break from drinking because that's when my parents are like, "Hey, you're getting hurt
You're
while you
getting-
drink.
yeah.
You need to stop." And it's like, "Yeah, okay." So I took like a few weeks off. Went to visit my roommates, and one of their friends live in Minnesota. So I was just like, "I'll ride with you," because
Yeah.
he's not drinking. So we go there, whatever. I drink, spend the night. The next morning, he's like driving me home because I just feel like garbage. And he's driving, and I unzip my purse and like empty it on the floor. And he's like, "Do you want me to pull over?" And I can't like prepare to puke. I just have to
You
like,
just go.
I have to let it just go. But I know it's eventually coming. And I like,
So you took all your contents out.
yes,
Okay.
I dumped it on his truck floor, and then I puked in my bag, and then I zipped it,
threw
and
it
I
out the
set
window.
it on
You're
the
like,
floor,
"Gone."
and then I just laid down to like continue. And I get home, and we're supposed to shoot trap that day. And I text the trap group, and I was like, "I'm not gonna
Fuck.
make it today." And my dad's like laughing at me, and I was like, "Don't even start." And I like dropped my purse in the garbage.
Gross.
And I was like, I just puked in my purse, just like leave me
What
alone.
if it would have been like a Louis Vuitton
I refused to get myself a nice purse
because
For
of
that
that?
reason.
until I was responsible enough to not puke
Yeah.
in my purse.
I would never, even if I had millions of dollars, I don't think I would spend $50,000 on a fucking purse.
No, I
I would,
like
no, I wouldn't.
Sean, so he used to live out in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Went to MMI, Motorcycle Mechanic Institute, and he used to get fucking ridiculous, whatever, partying with some friends. He was at a buddy's house, got fucking blackout drunk, and puked in this chick's fucking $800 fucking brand new purse.
He puked in her purse?
In the fucking
Why?
He was drunk, dude. That's,
That's just where,
I don't know, when you're fucking blackout drunk, why do you do anything?
no.
It's the first thing that comes to mind. You're on autopilot. I don't know. Anyway, the fucking best part of the story is her boyfriend found out about that.
Oh, fuck.
He was passed out. He went and fucking filled his fucking motorcycle helmet full of piss. Just
Hans?
filled that fucker
Oh,
full.
dude.
And then he left it upside down, just like, right?
Yep.
Sean gets up the next
Oh,
morning in Arizona, 116
Hot as
degrees
fuck.
that day. He takes his helmet, puts it on.
He didn't see it?
It's all the padding that soaked it
Oh,
up.
it soaked it out.
So
Okay.
he puts it on and pulls it down, and when he pulls it down,
Oh, no.
his head like sinks into that padding
Yeah.
that was all like soaked sponges. Piss just running down his fucking face. Just-
That's so
what did he do?
Disgusting.
He didn't fucking bat an eye.
No way.
Gets on the R1 and he's like, I deserved
just
it,
going.
and just drove away. just
Piss. Somebody else's piss running down his
just
face.
took it like a fucking boss and left.
That's disgusting.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
dude.
so disgusting.
It is, dude, but it's
Oh my god.
it's such a fucking, I don't know.
Oh. Let's do our last cocktail.
You want these ones?
What are these? Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We missed the flavor. I'm sorry. I got busy. Gotta remind me, Jenna. What are these now? This is still the absolute.
cranberry
This is just a vodka cranberry.
Is the other one cranberry what?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Oh,
That's
I
why you
love
loved
the
it.
pineapple.
This is just cranberry.
I want a cherry one.
I just don't really understand. Like, just buy vodka and cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I do love I would buy the cranberry pineapple.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
but
you're
this
out,
is
like,
so
'cause it's
fucking smooth. I
convenient,
drink
yeah.
the fuck out of this. Oh, my back hurts.
This would be a good.
Say it. Say the weird thing.
I'm not saying weird things, but like old.
Dude, you have kind of acted like I did when I was younger. Wait till you're another fucking
Oh yeah.
10 years old. You're going to be sitting at the edge of your bed and you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, fuck, I should have listened to my parents and just not did all them dumb fucking things.
You probably act younger than me though, because like I like to be in bed by like 8, 9 o'clock. Like, I'm old.
She has an important job. Like, she's got to deal with people's medications.
I drive an 80,000-pound missile
I
down the
know,
road where I
know.
could kill anybody
I
at any given
know.
time. And I have the fucking willpower not to do it.
I know.
I should get a fucking medal or
You
something.
probably should.
Dude, literally the amount of times I go down the interstate and just want to fucking blow somebody's face up. I'm like, I hope you blow a steer tire and crash into a bridge embankment and die right in front of me so I can laugh.
Once you start like
Not laugh.
handling people's genitals, then you'll get them out.
Oh,
But
no.
I have to do that at work every day.
I mean, I handle mine.
Not every day, but like I did. Yeah.
Oh.
It's actually like now I look at people's body. Like if people were completely naked, it doesn't bother me because I'm like I'm like unfazed by it. It's body parts.
Right, I know.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Well, you're seeing the insides of them, so like, what's the outside? Does it make any
That's how
difference?
I've always been.
No, that's like, I just fucking don't care about being naked. Everyone's like, oh my God.
No, there's two.
Empties. All right, now we can try our last drink. This is our second cocktail. It's this called a green Hawaiian.
Hawaiian.
And this has rum, white rum, Midori,
Everyone loves their own.
and pineapple juice.
What did you fucking tailor this to her flavor with the pineapple juices or what?
Who cut the straw? She's so smart.
It tastes like a shot, like a Scooby snack almost.
Oh, it does.
Yep, nailed it.
It really does.
With a little more,
What's in a Scooby snack? I don't
little
even
more
remember.
pineapple on the backside. Not,
Kind of this?
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, but it's
Scooby
not
snack.
the white rum. It's something else.
Okay. It's delicious. Like,
Yeah.
It's like Malibu Mandorian and something else, isn't it?
Oh,
like
that's
carousel.
Malibu, yeah.
It's
curacao.
Malibu.
Rep, rep. You were a fucking
Caribou.
bartender. Why don't you know this?
A blue curacao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
This
my
is very good, though. This is a nice summer,
God. Yeah.
like we talked last time, on the boat, fishing, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Fishing.
Fishing. Well, I'm just laying in
that's what I
the
call
sun
it.
on a boat. So I'm not fishing.
I mean, isn't that fishing? My fucking line's in the water. I got bait on. Fucking, it's all the stuff and things.
I don't even eat fish, so why
I
do
don't
I want
fish
to
anymore.
I don't either. I just like catching fish and then
Yeah.
throwing them back.
I just want to be on the boat
Yeah.
in the sun
Yeah.
with music. That's
Me
it.
too. Yes.
Oh, I remember when we started fishing, we would drink,
Fishing.
fuck, what was it? It was like Pepsi and E&J brandy or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was something my godfather would drink. And when we first started going, it was like, you know, we'd have like 1 or 2 bottles of E&J brandy and then a case of beer. The last time I went, we had 6 bottles of E&J brandy and a couple of cases of beer. All the fucking E&J brandy was gone. We got stuck on a sandbar, and my cousin is sitting here with like a candle watt fucking flashlight looking for Batman. He's like, I know he's out here somewhere. Just fucking flashing this thing. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Put that thing away. DNR is gonna come out here. We're stuck on a fucking sandbar. I'm like,
Oh my
just
gosh.
doing the dumbest fucking shit. Yeah, that's the kind of fishing I do.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Real professional.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I give this a 10, definitely.
Yeah.
We've had a good run today. All these drinks that we've had, I think they're
think
all really good.
I think it tastes good, but it reminds me of college. I drank way too many of these in college. So I'm like,
sure.
I think
I
my favorite
feel
was
like this
absolute
is a-
cranberry pineapple.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I love Absolute. Well, I love vodka and cranberry. That's kind of my go-to drink, but yeah. Well, Mikayla, we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. What does the future hold for you? What is your 5-year timeline?
Get fucking married
I don't even
right now.
Strap him down.
Yeah.
like 5 years. I guess I'm almost 30, so I'd like to be married and have kids. And
You want to have kids by the time you're 35.
Oh.
yeah,
What's
I'd
your
like
cutoff?
one.
What's your cutoff to where you're like, all right, I haven't had kids by now. Fuck this. I'm not having kids.
So you said you're not going to have kids unless you're married.
Yeah,
So, which is clearly smart.
I think around like 36 probably. I want a kid, and if I only have one kid by that time, like that's fine.
Boy,
but-
you hear that? You got 6 years to pull your shit together.
Don't. Oh,
Lawyered.
Get ready.
no, like I don't know. I think that's enough time. Like I think everything will just happen.
Well, you'll have been together like almost 10 years at that point.
No, I just mean in general. Like I think life will just happen.
Yeah.
I want to have kids by that time. He is younger than me, so I get it. Like for him, like he's 27, so
Smart.
but
Robbing the cradle.
I am.
Yeah.
You're a cougar.
I am. It's okay.
Well, you know that we're proud of you. Mike and I are so proud of you. Like
super
anything that you do, we know you're going to be successful at and succeed at it, whether it's being a mom or whether it's being a career woman, you know. But I do have one more thing to ask you before we wrap up.
That's the one that's gonna fucking.
Yeah. So,
Everything's
Mike and
fine.
I were laughing so hard at this morning.
Oh, no.
So I
I didn't even know it.
got a little message from your sister
Okay.
this morning. She sent it, and she goes, "Ask her about the time she farted on my pillow, and I got pink eye."
You're such a dirty fucking pirate hooker. Who
I'm
does
assuming
that?
It wasn't like yesterday.
It was literally 12 days ago. You did it, didn't you?
Like, oh
No.
my god!
You fucking rat.
I drank like one time. Like besides when I
So
was
you were drinking age? Not
No,
just a
no,
little
no, no,
kid?
no.
Oh yeah, I drank
No,
one
I
time.
was
I
like-
believe that when me shit turns purple and
I was
smells like rainbow
17 or
sherbet.
18. And
You were what?
I was like 17 or
Okay,
18. And it was
so-
like the first time I had a Mike's Hard Lemonade and barely could keep down like a Southern Comfort
Yeah.
shot. And we were doing this in the back of my coach's yard. He did not know this. And
Your
actually,
golf coach?
no, my hockey coach. Hockey coach.
Yeah.
And it was my one time, and I can't remember how my sister found out. Actually, I think I got suspended because the girl I beat up sent
Sounds
the picture
about
in
right.
of the hockey girls drinking.
God,
And-
you're such a savage.
Yeah, right?
Fuck.
So anyway, I got that sent in. So I don't know if my sister found out or something. And she told my parents that I was drinking. I was like, I had one Mike's.
So who told your parents? Your sister?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause she said she was mad at
I
me for
was-
something.
I was pissed. I don't think she knows the other half of it. I didn't just fart on her pillow. I scrubbed the her toilet with her toothbrush.
Mikayla.
But I farted on her pillow and I thought it was a joke. And she got pink eye the next day. And I was like,
You dirty fucking
Why would she go
pirate hooker.
mad?
She says I didn't tell her for like years later that happened, right? Because, or did you tell her the next
oh,
day?
no. I told her a while because she got pink eye. And I was like,
Right.
oh, she actually got pink eye.
Toxic.
I was like, oh my God.
You're like, because I fucking ripped ass on your pillow.
Yeah. And I
And oh, she's gonna see this.
Oh well, now she can know about the toothbrush, but there was like one day.
It's
That is
payback. I
disgusting.
feel like there's some payback
Oh
coming.
yeah.
There was like
Like,
one
she's
day I
gonna
was
do some
eating ice cream
sneaky
too.
shit.
Like I love these mint cow track ice cream. She knows about this, but like I don't like the
I
cows.
just bought those
I
for
don't
the
like
first
the
time.
cows in the. So I like
Yeah,
suck all the
they're
ice cream off
crunchy
and
they taste fucking.
I spit them back in the bowl.
Fine.
And
What
Is it?
Cow
ice cream
tracks.
and there's like
Kemp's.
hard little chocolate cows in it, but
Okay.
It's in
because
mint.
there's fudge in the mint ice cream, so I love
Yeah.
the fudge. It like melts in your mouth. Anyway,
Yep.
I will eat all the ice cream and the fudge, and I'll suck the ice cream off the cow and spit it back in the bowl.
God, you're
And
so
one day,
fucking weird. You probably.
She came.
You
she came
did.
in and she's like,
God, you are
like,
like my
"You're not
fucking
gonna-"
spirit child.
she's like, you're not gonna eat these cows, and I was like, no. And she's like, can I eat them? And I was like, yeah. Like after I had like
She
sucked
did
on
it?
everything.
Wow. Lord have mercy.
I don't do this anymore. This
Yeah.
is like younger Mikayla, but yes,
I feel like you still do.
Ah.
You shifty fucker.
No, I would tell her now. When I was in college, actually, sometimes you get like the funny story, and there was this girl that was like really mean to me, and actually, I have her on Snap. She's not actually mean to me anymore. But I was drinking, and her
Probably 'cause
boyfriend,
you sucked on some-
it ended up being one of my roommates. But he's like, you can go sleep in my bed, like not weird, just like get away from everybody, go sleep. And I was like, okay. I don't know why they pissed in this big bottle of gin, but like they pissed in it, right? They filled this
So
whole
it's
bottle
an
up.
empty bottle of gin,
And
or it
they-
has still gin in it?
No, it was an empty bottle. They
Okay.
pissed. They filled the whole thing. And this girl that was being mean to me, questioning me why I'm in her boyfriend's bed, or ex-boyfriend. They weren't even together. But I was like, I'm just sleeping. Like
Yeah.
I'm harmless. They were just being nice, letting me sleep downstairs away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
everybody. She's like, why did they have an open bottle of gin down here? I was like, I don't know. And she took a big
Already
swig.
know.
No way.
And I just kept it to myself.
Why
I
would
was
she
like,
do that?
she thought it was gin. And I just like left it. I was like, yep,
But why
that's gin. You have fun with that. I let her
Holy
drink
fuck.
it. I let her drink it.
I'm assuming she spit it out.
No, she didn't.
No way. She just drank it? Like it was nothing?
And then later he came down and was like, your girlfriend or
Just drink your
ex-girlfriend
piss.
drank your
Just drink
piss.
That is so girl.
But she shouldn't have been mean to me.
I did the
That's
same
true.
thing once.
Speaking of being mean to you, have you ever been in a fight with a girl? A physical fight?
Yeah. When I was in high school, this girl was like bullying me. Mind you, her boyfriend texted me and I was like, hey, you shouldn't be like dating this man. Like, look at, because he's trying to come on to me.
Yeah.
And I showed her and she tried to like start a fight.
Give her the heads up.
So
you're being like, hey,
yeah, and I was
your
friends
boyfriend's
with
a
her.
douchebag.
Yeah, and I tried to show her and she tried to like fight me like in the class and I just like grabbed her hand when she tried to hit me. I was like, this is not over. I got sent to the principal. And I was like, I'm going to fight her still.
Yeah.
And the principal's like, Mikayla, you can't do that. Like, he knows my parents. And I was like, I'm going to do it. This is not done. Well, she keyed my parents' truck.
What?
Yeah.
Your dad had a nice truck.
Game over.
Keyed his truck. And somebody eventually came forward and she did get in trouble for that. But then somebody keyed her car and it was not me. Like, I would not do that.
I know you wouldn't.
And then the person knew I'd get blamed. I found out who it was supposedly later. And they're like, I knew you'd get blamed for it because she keyed your truck.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And so I was at like a party and she's like drinking with her friends and she's mad because her car got keyed. And they're like, she's going to come up to you. She's going to come up to you. And I was like, tell her if she comes up, I'm going to hit her. Like,
Right.
I'm not doing this anymore. She
You're
walks
gonna
up
find a
and opens her
one-punch
mouth.
machine gun.
And I just like went to town.
Good night.
Her
It's at this
friends,
house party.
and her friend's on my back trying to drag me down. And I'm just like going to town.
Yeah.
And I like knee her in the face and I like, she gets pushed outside and then her and her three friends come back after me and I like went after them. And
So now you're fighting her friends.
yeah.
Usually
So,
how it
always
goes.
happens.
Yeah.
and then I had the cops at my house the
Shifty
next day.
fuckers.
You did?
Oh yeah, I had to go to court
Oh.
because I got a
Because I know you were working for me at this time because I remember you telling me about it.
I got a
That was so long
restraining
ago.
order on her because she kept trying to like vandalize my parents' vehicles.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
Your
started this.
parents' vehicle. It's like
Yeah.
not even yours. You're like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
bitch? Grow
so-
some balls and come
Yeah.
after me.
I beat her up, and then she was no longer the school bully because they realized like she
You're a
wasn't
bitch.
tough shit.
Yeah.
So she was kind of the school bully up until that point.
Yeah.
Well, then
and
you
like,
did a good thing.
yeah, and I feel bad because like being an adult,
I would.
I don't feel bad like the fight. Like I won, I was like, this is over. But like I think she had a pretty shitty home life.
Yeah.
So like obviously that's why that
That's why she's
person
probably a
turned out
bully.
that way. Yeah, I don't regret it. Like she got put in her place. But I'm like, I
You don't go around keying up people's fucking shit.
But her mom definitely wasn't like, if I did that, my dad would have been like, you're coming forward
Yeah.
and like we're handling this. Because my dad actually went to their house and talked to the mom and was like, you pay my
Yeah.
deductible, I won't go to the cops. She's like, my daughter didn't do it. And we know her daughter did it.
I'd be like, bitch.
Did she go around telling people she did it?
Somebody that saw it was scared of her, and then that girl's
They
mom
seen
found
her do
out.
it?
Yeah, they seen her do it, and the mom found out that her daughter saw it, and she's
Okay.
friends with my family, and they came forward, and she's like, "You're telling the cops that this happened." And I think that girl got charged with keying the
Well,
truck.
sure.
Yeah. But so that's the only fight I've been in. Now I'm like pretty low key because I'm like usually people that are like mean are just super insecure. So
Yeah.
so it's like kind of a waste of my time.
Right?
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode 2
Pitter patter.
of Beer, Booze, and BS. I want to thank Jason Truster and his entire crew at Marketing Masters for helping us and guiding us on this podcast journey. Want to thank my staff. You guys are all the best. And of course, Jenna and Shannon for helping to put this all together. And obviously, Mikayla and Paul, you're always just love you both. Of course, you. Of course, my husband, Mike, I love you. And everything is, I always say teamwork is the dream work. And I think we did a pretty good job. So thanks, everybody. Bye.